Welcome to another day's devotion. Today is going to be a very important message because you're going to learn how to overcome in impossible situations. So let's go right now to today's devotion. One of my favorite stories in the Bible is that of Daniel in the lion's den. Can you imagine? Just think if someone came to you and said, your roommate for the next week is going to be this den of lions and you're going to have to stay with them. I don't think you would have a high probability in your mind of ever coming out of that time with those lions and those hungry lions. And Daniel was fed to those lions because he stood for the Lord. He prayed, he believed God, and he was in an impossible situation, and yet God delivered him. I mean, I just think of that and imagine that. God delivered them. You see, our God is a God of the impossible. Now, one of the problems I think that we have is that so often what we do is we try to accomplish the work of God. We try to do it in our own power. A number of years ago, I heard a dear friend, a man by the name of Mike Gilchrist. He's gone on to be with the Lord now, and Mike made a great impact on my life. And there was a message that he used to preach: stop trying and start trusting. You see, Daniel couldn't have figured out a way to get out of that lion's den, but he trusted God, and God delivered him. And I think what we need today is we need to, in those impossible situations, we need to stop trying to manipulate and try to wiggle our way out of a circumstance, and we need to start trusting God to deliver us just as Daniel trusted God to deliver him. I remember when I was just a new Christian, I had an issue in my life of jealousy and anger, and I would try to overcome it, and I would say, I'm going to grit my teeth, I'm not going to do this. I knew it was wrong. I knew I shouldn't have those feelings, but I had them, and I didn't know what to do. And one day, I learned the secret when I heard my friend Mike Gilchrist preach. I heard this secret: stop trying and start trusting. And I said, God, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried to overcome. I can't, it's impossible, but I'm trusting you. And do you know what I found? I found victory. I found deliverance. Jesus was my deliverer. He was the one who gave me the victory. And I want you to know that there are impossible situations for all of us, things that we want to overcome, we want to be free from, but we can't. Stop trying, start trusting Jesus. And by the way, I had to learn to daily do that, not just daily, momentarily. Whenever the anger would begin to rise in my heart, or the jealousy would begin to rise in my heart, I'd just stop and say, God, I can't do this, but I'm trusting you. I'm looking to you. And he would give me victory. And when I didn't do that, I would fall flat on my face. So stop trying and start trusting.